Moja and Nyota head into enemy territory in search of food.
That's quite, isn't it?
Bringing Nyota face to face with females from the rival Paradise Pride.
Okay, David, let's go.
I'll read it the time you get it. It's funny how he keeps every minute doing always away. Going mad, isn't it?
I don't know.
I don't know, I didn't see anybody there. Mind your dad's car's lying out.
It's a scary thing that somebody could be looking about there.
There's nobody that looks about you to fall at my bed. Nobody looks about in that. I sit here with your papa. He sees you put Paul through that window, look at him. Paul, look at him. I sit here. So comes up on the street, and I'm talking about 2 o'clock even. There's not a soul comes up on the street, dead Paul.
Come on.
My friend's no phoned in, she usually phones. Sometimes I get my phone to about 11:45. You got that camera on?
Oh, no.
You know?
He was parking in the hall, facing the hall, park.
Maybe it's them up the back, David. They've got big cars.
Maybe it's a ghost.
If I see him, I'm going to see him. If you get a couple of thousand that you're not needing.
It's the living, I'm afraid. I know they're dead.
I know it's the living I'm frightened of it, Paul. No, the dead.
Dead can't hurt you. Living
No.
can.
I know, because we used to live at a cemetery when I was young. And my mother used to say, I don't like looking out there at the cemetery. And my dad used to say, here, it's not the dead I'm frightened for, it's the living.
Aye.
And the graveyard.
I used to stay at Crogmilder and the graveyard was behind. My mother used to say, I don't like looking out at that graveyard to my dad. And my dad used to say, oh, it's not the dead I'm frightened for, it's the living. My mother used to not like to look out at the graveyard,
You
David.
finished with this machine of yours?
It's a living.
Doing?
You put your laptop
It's
down.
off.
It off.
I put it off. So why don't we just stick it down?
I mean, there's never a soul about here, David. Never a soul.
I know,
This is quite a heavy one, Paul.
but I've stayed a few nights myself at the Arcade.
I know, when Dad was away in Romania,
You're on
and
your
other
own, it's
places,
like this.
when you
on your
see when
own.
you were away in the
Aye,
where was it? You were away the Philippines.
aye.
I was through there, David. You know, I kept my the light on outside my bed all night, and I was glad when I seen the daylight coming in. Then I fell asleep because I felt probably a wee bit safer with the daylight coming in.
Yeah.
I know,
It's terrible to feel like that, isn't it?
I've been in this house myself some nights.
That's because it's a bigger space.
It's just to hear things creaking, David.
And,
Because some nights through the night I'd hear one night, I'll never forget, David, one night I was lying through and I was sleeping and I heard this like an explosion and I thought it was between their house and my house because the whole house shook, but it was like bang, whole explosion,
Fireworks.
3 o'clock in the morning,
I
David.
know, some of them do that. up
No,
there.
it was definitely here somewhere, David. Well, I ran to the front room to Andrea's. I looked up the street because I thought, other folk must have heard that. They must be thinking somebody's cooker maybe blew up.
Car crash or something.
Wasn't this all about, Paul?
So I've heard that myself many a night.
It's all about, David.
I've heard fireworks going off, but some nights I've heard a bang. But you know, sometimes it could be a meteor
You think
cracking
so?
through the atmosphere.
You think so?
Bang, aye. It just depends.
The other night we watched The Planet, Dad and I. It started off up there at that first pole, David, and see by the time we went to our bed, it was right across the whole sky. A big, oh, a bright, shining planet, David. Right across the whole sky.
Time would that be about?
Oh, 2:30. Is it
Have
2:30?
to about Jupiter.
2:30, David. Just, I seen it and I thought, that looks like a plane. Because it was so bright, David. And everything in the sky was dark. And then it moved, David. And I was sitting here and it went to the bar and the window. Then it went past the bar. I says, dear Dad, you know, it's amazing to think we're moving, but you don't feel it. And we're sitting up in the medical centre the other day, weren't we?
Aye.
Waiting in my name getting called. And the sun, David, was shining on the long thing that tells you what
Well, that's
doctor
right.
to go
See it
to.
actually moving.
And do you know,
Aye.
David, it came right
See
down.
it drop, didn't it?
Dropping.
Didn't
I
it?
mean, it dropped
There's
quite
the light,
quick,
the
David.
light length and it darkens and darkens.
To go by that bit. And I
It
says,
must have been amazing when he says to put it back these
Aye.
steps, for 6 steps.
do you know, it was
Aye.
really, it's really
That was
amazing.
an amazing miracle, that.
Because that took the whole
Yeah.
of
Well, some
nature.
go forward 6 or back 6.
That's right. And the scientists in NASA and all the places, they definitely verified that. Because they said that the Earth was out so much, because it
They were
calculated,
doing a
David,
calculation, they
and
found
it came
themselves,
up, didn't it?
they found themselves at so much time, they're
So
trying to
much
think,
time.
how could that be? Then they discovered one of the bits in the bit,
The Bible.
and it almost covered it. They
Well,
almost covered it.
there's more than once.
Aye.
More than once.
There was
There's a
Joshua.
battle,
Joshua.
hold the moon.
Well, that Joshua Constant stand, so that incident, they got through, they couldn't work out the rest, and then somebody one day
Must have been a
came up and
Christian
says,
scientist.
they've got the story that they found we went back so many degrees, and that was the exact distance.
That
It's
was
just
the, that was the bit that had to fit in, David.
Aye.
It's amazing.
There's somebody brought that story up before, the Joshua
You got
battle.
that on, Paul?
Right.
Aye.
You sure?
How was it that worked out? There was a big thing on it, somebody spoke about it one time, it was on the God channel. And the moon, how that Joshua couldn't have seen the valley of wherever it was where he was fighting. And it was something, I can't imagine it, but it was very
It's
clever.
amazing.
I watched Jonathan Sachs, you know, the chief rabbi. He's a lovely man, Jonathan Sachs, David. So here, did you know, have an interview with that Dawkins, you know him, that's the atheist? But you know, he's such a gracious man, Jonathan Sachs, that you couldn't hurt him, you know? And the other man who is an atheist, and he's a top atheist in your country, they always quote him. Do you know, he actually showed us a real sensitive side, didn't he, David?
Aye.
I felt as though it was because of the graciousness of the rabbi that changed him round, David. Because Jonathan Sachs says to him, he was telling him about how the Jews believe, you know, in God and whatever. He says, and you and I differ very much. There's a big, you know. But he says, we can still believe in science. He says, because science is a great, you know, it's great for to even prove, you know, about my God and that, you know. And Dawkins, he says, that's right, he says, we would agree. You know, and at the very end, didn't he? Dawkins says, he said something about, he says, oh, Mum will go walk, so they walked up the road, and he said something, and Dawkins says to him, amen to that, and we were laughing.
Your thing that catches me, and especially with the science side, death didn't enter the world until man fell.
That's right. Neither
Then
did
why did all the other things die?
Like dinosaurs.
And like, they do, like that guy was away, you know, the fossil one that I've got through there, and he was away up in the mountains in Canada, and right up, you know, he's going across all this shell and all the rest of it, and his horse stumbled, and he came across this field of boulders, and it was all these ammonites and thingies, and how when the folds in the earth had folded up and that, and there's creatures that are fossilised of it. So why was death there if death didn't come to man? That's the problem. It kind of, you know, if death didn't come.
do you think Adam wasn't even before the dinosaurs?
No, Adam was created last. Right? Adam was created on the 6th day. Right?
You're saying that the animals were created.
Well, they're taught, right, I mean, the fossils that they're finding, right, right, they're long, they're old. I mean, whether they're as many millions of years as they say, or, but there's even fossils of creatures that are found in folds and rocks that the mountains have all wore away and thingied up, you know, and you say, well, if death didn't enter to man, how did they all die?
I don't know, you need to ask your father that. See if you
That's a stickler, innit? Because
So do you think they were before Adam, like, is that what you're talking about, before Adam?
well, whether man was there when the dinosaurs all died, right? And we know with the fossil record, you can't deny that whatever they are, that were here, right? And you can't deny that the fossils and the rocks of these stones that are embedded in bedrock that takes eons to form are dead, right? And even if you go by the Adam records, and you sort of go back from, I think it's 18 generations between Noah and Abraham, right? And then if you go back, how many generations between that and Adam, right? I think the biblical way of calculating it would only be 6,000 years, right? So 6,000 years, who were the rest of them? You know, who are these skulls that they found in Neanderthal place in Germany, and who were they? And the animals before that all died. If death didn't enter until man fell. So that's a puzzler. But I'm not saying that the Earth's been here a long while. Nobody says that God done it in 6 Earth days.
No.
No, we
6
know that
days
because
is
we know that we
6 days is a man's way of trying
we know it's a time period,
a
right?
time period.
And it's the same as when they talk about the day of the Lord.
Yeah.
That might be 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Because if a day unto God is like unto 1,000 years,
years,
and 1,000 years like unto a day,
Right.
right? The great and terrible day might last 1,000 years. And you know, you hear it that they're talking about it on that great terrible day.
Maybe 1,000 years.
Might be 1,000 years.
Aye.
And the thing is, the top of that, we know that evening and morning isn't 24 hours.
No.
So we know that's it's time periods.
That's mine.
But it's the death bit. If the death didn't come until man had fell, how did it have dominion over these creatures?
Either that or the scientists are wrong and these creatures are not as old as they are. As they're saying there.
Well, it could be.
See, people have.
The scientists could be wrong.
See, people
I
do
mean, they
things.
say billions and billions of years.
See, people do things.
You
for-
know, you don't know if
Well,
they're
they
right.
do it by carbon dating,
Aye.
right?
Aye.
And they know that the carbon lets off so much radiation.
Yeah.
And they know that the radiation deteriorates over a set period of time. So by measuring how much carbon radiation or whatever it is they measure,
Yeah.
then they can give an estimate of how long it's been there.
Can the carbon date Adam?
Well, they go by Adam, but I've left that door open.
You used to hear things.
That a car light? No, it's just a street.
No, there's nothing about David.
They go by Adam by the generations,
Who's that?
right?
Jake, who's that?
even if you worked it out Adam, then it mentions Adam lived 900 and something years.
Something out here. Open the front door and let me in.
I'm not,
The keys on the front door.
I'm still not letting him out. You know, like chase him away up the road with a hat or
It
something.
isn't on if the kids, David.
We can see out that window. We can see there's nobody there. Right, so
Maybe Mr. Beard and he's... Yeah, is it?
What's that, boy? What's that?
Take him out for the people and see where he goes to the garden. Chuck you and sit in your backside. But I can see what you're doing. Let me see what you're up to. Here, come here. I've got this. I've got this. I've got this. I've got this. Here. Go get it. Go get it. You're too fly.